Come on, bro.
Hey, guys.
Check complete. Let's head over to the bar.
Yes. Welcome back. Let me get my mic so you can hear me properly. Welcome back to another episode of the VAR Bar. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew. And as you can hear by my voice, it's mellow, slow. There's no joy around here today. I'm joined by my compadres, Toast, J Mace. How are we doing, gents?
We in the W suite, man. We feeling good. The man them went OT up north, collected in murky and dangerous territories, man, historically. So we give all the grace to God, man.
By the skin of your teeth.
Man said skin of the teeth.
By the skin of your teeth. By the skin of your teeth. But a dub is a dub. But a dub is a dub. We don't discriminate by skin of the teeth things. Mace, how you doing, man? I'm just seeing teeth. Hey. Whenever we see teeth from Mace, you know it's a good day.
It's finna be a good day. It's finna be a good day. How we did it. The fact that our enemies failed. And it's funny. I was gonna say, whenever Liverpool wins, you see Drew with a Liverpool jersey. Today, nigga came with black, all black, all black.
Funeral, you know.
Man's at a funeral. It's funny.
One game.
Only one game.
Like that,
is shaking. So good.
Shaking.
Anyways, I'm doing good.
This is what I mean about Arsenal fans, but we'll get into it, man. We'll get into it. I know this gas, this Teta gas, this Gabriel gas, this gas, this quarter one gas that you guys always have. I know it's gonna come again. It's all good, man. Yeah, we got lots to go through, man. Let's just intro. We got how's your weekends been before we jump into it? How's done anything special?
Yeah, I'll kick this one off, innit? My weekend was good. They obviously saw my team get a dub, but in all seriousness, innit, man. Yeah, this was it was a good weekend. So I actually wanted to give a quick shout out to the England women's rugby team, innit. It's obviously the English. There was the World Cup played in England for the women's rugby, and England won. England beat Canada, and just by chance, I was in Twickenham or in the Twickenham area this weekend, and I watched it, and England won.
How you in Twickenham by chance, my boy?
Don't worry, man. I was at housewarming, my boy. That's what you need to know.
Oh, say less.
But let me pivot that by saying I was actually at a house party a few weeks ago, and I was speaking to this girl called Sylvia, who is a Tottenham fan. Obviously, Arsenal, Tottenham. We were going back and forth, a bit of banter and whatnot. And I was telling her about the podcast and whatnot, and she actually checked me. She was like, "You guys claim to be a football podcast, but you don't talk about women's football." And it kind of made me think that I kind of understand like where she's coming from, because if you're a football fan, you're a football fan, period. But at the same time, I mean, I kept it 100 of it. I said, I don't mind women's football. I just only follow the men's football. And we focus on Premier League, like Champions League. Do you understand? We focus on like what's going on in men's football. So that's the only reason why we don't talk about women's football. But having said that, obviously I know two of the Arsenal players were second and third in the Ballon d'Or, which is obviously very commendable for the club. So
I have a lot to say on that, bro.
I will take this time to shout out Sylvia and shout out women's football, innit? You get me? So yeah, man.
Yeah.
Just to jump on that quickly. I have a lot to say on that. One, Toast. I remember an episode when I brought up the Arsenal winning the Champions League.
I was going to say that.
Someone gave me a stank face.
Yes.
Let's just deal with that.
I was gonna say that I respect Mace, because Mace is the club man through and through. He said, I support Arsenal, under 21s, women's, men's team, youths, whatever. So I do actually remember you saying that, Mace, innit? So I'll give you a lot for that, bro.
And secondly, just on the Women's World Cup, shout out to the South African team, because we rep South Africa over here. African team doing it. Of course, they got beat by New Zealand, but shout out to them.
What did South Africa do? What did they do?
Well, they went to the quarterfinals, but they came against New Zealand, and New Zealand are a proper team. You know what I mean?
And what tournament is this?
This is the World Cup, the Women's World Cup.
World Cup.
Yeah, held in England. They've done with. They're not as kind of big as the men's team. The men's team are the current champions, if memory serves me right. But yeah, shout out to them. Because of a friend of ours, we know like the South Africans captain. very close to her. So it was nice to go support them. And also to the further point, we do need to deal with women's sports in general, just to be more inclusive. That's very important and something we will be touching on more in the future. And lastly, if you looked at the Ballon d'Or for women, it was a robbery. It was an absolute robbery.
We'll touch on Ballon d'Or later.
Yeah,
we'll touch on Ballon d'Or later.
On that.
Because obviously that's been my only dub this week, but we'll touch on that later.
But from some angle, all right, man.
But yeah, definitely, man. I think, you know, here and there we do touch on the women's game, and I think it's a fair point as well. I think it's a fair rebuttal from you as well, to is that obviously we do focus on league football and you know, English teams in the Champions League, etc. There's other competitors in the league as well that we don't necessarily really focus on. So it's not really that we're excluding women's football. It's just we primarily focus on league and you know, English teams in the Champions League or Europe, whatever, for that matter. So that's basically what it is. It's not like, you know, whenever something big happens, when Arsenal won the Champions League, Mace had a whole segment about it. We do speak about it, so for sure. But we can make more of an effort. That's good feedback, I guess, and we'll take that on board, and we'll move forward, man, for sure, man. Yeah, let's move on to the shits. Actually, let me do some housekeeping first. Of course, like, subscribe, follow us if you haven't already. Those that are watching at the moment, jump in the chat. Let us know that you're here. Let us know that you're part of the conversation. Share the link around if you're watching as well. Show your cousins, your friends, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your everybody. You get me? And yeah, man, join the conversation, man, because obviously we're gonna get with the shits. And boy, this game week was a game week of last minutes, man. And to be honest, as a Liverpool fan, it's been like that since game week 1, to be honest. But it seemed like most games this game week were decided like in the latter stages of the game, man. And it was funny. Where do you guys want to begin? Shall we start with Liverpool or shall we start with Arsenal? I'll give you guys the floor.
Liverpool,
man, 100%.
Oh, Liverpool, yeah?
100%.
Come on, G. What are you doing there?
All right. So as the ticker shows, man, Liverpool's unbeaten run streak ends as Palace marches on. Yeah, so two teams that were still unbeaten in the league faced each other. Obviously, Palace and Liverpool got, you know, recent history, Community Shield, and also in the league. You know, it's been tight games. 2 years ago, they beat us at Anfield. So you know, Palace, they're not mooks, especially on the Glasner. They're not mooks. They changed it last season. They changed it around. They had a difficult quarter 1, quarter 2, but they changed their season around. They won a couple of trophies. They lost their biggest player, Eze, which should have weakened them, but it seemed like, you know, coaches will coach. Coaches don't do excuses. They will coach, and you know, it showed again. So obviously, a trip to Salzburg, what's the word? Longed for us. And yeah, it ended in an L, man. And I don't know. I think like it was kind of like a same pattern of how our season have been going so far this season, in terms of like first half, you know, we huff and puff, and the second half we kind of like buck up our game, and then obviously we get a last minute winner, we up the times, we keep it moving. Next game week, obviously this time round it ended. You know, before I really go on and share how I feel, how I felt, whatever, Toast, man, chat to me, man. What was your thoughts pre-game?
You know me in it, man. I'm not really an agenda guy in it. I just call it as I see it in it. And you know, two of my favorite quotes last year. One of them was obviously what Glasner said before the FA Cup final, in it. Like, you can't play this system because we will solve it, bro. That is, for me, he stood on business in it. Like, Glasner has an 11 and he has a system that he likes to play in that within that 11 that you can cook. And as you can see, what Kenna's telling us, like, there's an unbeaten reason. They're the only unbeaten team left in the league for a reason. So obviously in Varbar group chat, I said to you and Ken's, Glasner incoming, you know, like, don't be fooled Like, them man play the same team every single week. Mitchell, Munoz, Richards, you got Gay, you got Kamado, you got Wharton, and then you got the two, Lacroix, thank you. You got the two behind, you got the two, it used to be Eze, then you got Sarr, and now you got Pino behind Mateta. That they know how they're going to play every single week. You get the same output from Palace every time. So coming into this game, I looked at the fixtures and I was like, this is probably Liverpool's biggest chance to drop points, like realistically. And I want to give Liverpool credit for winning 5 out of the first 5. But on another side, I have to keep it a buck. Like, I don't want to say it was a false position, but for me, I saw it as more of a 5 wins out of 5. We're just happy to be here. 5 wins out of 5. It didn't feel super dominant. And that's not a disrespecting. It's more, you were 2-0 up against Bournemouth. They pulled it back and then you won late. 2-0 up against Newcastle. They pulled it back and you won late. Close game against Arsenal. Fair enough. You got the goal. You deserve to win. Burnley, that penalty. Hannibal, what are you doing? So it was like, you have to get over the line and get the points. But it felt a little bit generous that Liverpool had won 5 out of 5. So I was like, tougher test to come, and tougher test in the form of Glasnow's Palace. You played them obviously in the Charity Shield. They gave you a good game. They won that game. I knew that this game was going to be difficult for you. And I don't know, man. Sarr, every time he plays Liverpool, man, he always just turns up, man. I know it was a bad Gravenberch header and whatnot, but he always seems to kind of turn up. I remember when he ended your unbeaten run when he played for Watford a few years ago. Took his goal well, obviously. You, man, got back in the game, but I'm going to keep it a buck with you, Andy. The game should have been done at half-time. Like, when I say that Alisson is a game-changing goalkeeper, a goalkeeper that wins you leagues, that first half performance is exactly why you guys paid 70+ million for Alisson Becker. Like, he kept you in that game. The game could have been 3 or 4-0. Munoz had a chance. Pino had a chance. Mateta had a one-on-one. Like, he just looks like a giant in front of the goal. And he really truly kept you in that game. Obviously, naturally, you're the champions. We knew you were going to kind of have a concerted effort in the second half. And you definitely did have the better of Palace in the second half. And even though it was a weird kind of like scrappy kind of goal, Richard's header, I believe, wasn't the best. Chiesa was in the right place, right time. A lot of symmetry with his goal against Bournemouth, I believe. But your defense is in trouble. Get you in the room. Come on. Like, if it had to be anyone, for it to be my boy Eddie, who they were telling me the price tag was this, it was that. Like, Palace fans are not really sure where he fits in the team because he can't start over Mateta. For him to come on, control that ball the way he did and hit it on his left foot, fair play to him, man. And genuinely, shout out Slot as well, because immediately after the game in the post-match, first line, he said, Palace deserve to win. And that's the manager I can respect, because Palace completely deserved to win that game. Liverpool would have been very lucky to have got away with a draw, man. So, yeah, man, that's my summary of the game, man.
I mean, I can't disagree with you, man. I think for me, pre-game, of course, don't get me wrong. Palace is a good team. We find it difficult playing against them. Glass is a top coach, and especially their 5 at the back system, they're very rigid, and all the top teams in the league have struggled against them. So we're not different. My only thing and issue with people, I saw Ken already in the chat saying Palace is a super team. Dead that. Dead that. Don't use that as an excuse to make you feel better about this L and even about the way we played, because we are the champions. We are the ones that played with 200 mil players on the pitch. You can't go to Selhurst Park and perform like this. I'm sorry. You guys wouldn't have accepted that neither. Even though if Arsenal were to go to Selhurst Park, you would know it's a difficult game. But would you accept Arsenal losing that way? No. You're not losing like that against 90% of the teams, bro. If it was Arsenal, the Emirates, okay, fair enough. But Palace, and then people want to say they're a super team, they're this, they're that, but you'd even had them in your top 6 before the league started. Miss me with that. Man. So what you said was 100% correct, man. Like, the games that we've played before, we weren't super dominant. We go over the line. Like I've always said, and I've said this to Shalom many times as well, like, I feel like what we have, the edge that we have over, I think, every single team in this league is that quality. Quality will rule in the end. And that's kind of what showed. I don't necessarily want to say like we are in a false position, because At the end of the day, we got the hoopers and we got the match winners on our team
And you
to
want
get us
them.
out of these. You know what I mean? To get us out of these games. That's not our fault, innit? We got those in our team. So I think quality will rule in the end. However, this game showed that, you know, the buck will end and that it's not sustainable, and that Slot, he will need to find a way to get dubs, but to be dominant. Show that you are the champion. Show that you are the best team in the league. Show that you are Liverpool. You know what I mean? And that's what's kind of been missing at the moment on our side. So even when we scored the 1-1, I know many neutrals, even Liverpool fans thought, yeah, it's going to happen again. We're going to nick it again. We're going to steal it again. But I think this would have been the only game where I genuinely would have thought we stole it. I don't think the other games, we'd even get behind. The other teams had to come back. And then Arsenal was the only one where we kept a clean sheet. But the other teams, they had to come back. So for me, I always felt like at minimum, we deserved the draw against the other team. This one, we deserve 0 points. We could have left with 3. We got 0 in the end. Let me go to the chat before I go to Shalom. Shout out Kedo, Finney. No shame in losing to this Palace super team. We need to come back stronger. Longest unbeaten run in the Premier League. No team has kept more clean sheets than them in 2025. These are facts, but they're the super team talk. Easy 3 points for Arsenal. Welcome, Tabo. Again, sarcasm. Ball knowers knew this is where we would slip up. Thank you, Toast. They were not dominant at all, Tabo. Kenno going on. Not one person has said we've been dominant. It's all about getting points on the board. Yeah. So I think even from Liverpool side, we've not been saying that we've been dominant. Even Slot, every single game, if you watch his interviews and his press conferences, he's just been honest. You know what I mean? Yeah. Vinny said it. Slot said they could have drawn many games. People need to remember before the Pep era how Man United and Conte won leagues. A lot of performances were not dominant. They got the job done, which is also true. Palace are the best team we have played this season. Taba saying, Andy, a real one. That kind of stays telling us lies. Vinny again, lack of concentration. Don't forget you were up in so many games and then somehow something happens. Thank you, Vinny. So that's why, with your point in regards to like forced positions or that we weren't dominant or that we didn't deserve wins in those games, I had to kind of disagree with you there, Toes, because they were just slip-ups. They were just like, even like the Atletico game, for example. They were nowhere in the game, bro, but they got 2 goals out of nowhere. Know what I mean? And it happened the Bournemouth as well. There were 2 goals out of transition. This is the only game where I felt like, yo, if we leave with a point, well, you know, it's lucky. Mace, man, share your thoughts.
No, I generally agree with everything Toast has said. Mind you, I didn't see the first half because I was traveling. I was in Turkey this week, just gone. Well, actually, I came back yesterday.
I was Turkey, by the way. No,
it was calm, man. It was calm. I saw the second half, and to be honest, like I said, I agree with everything Toast has said. Funny enough, I think I was watching the game with everyone but Liverpool fans at the airport. Because when Eddie scored, everyone, and I mean everyone, screamed.
Really?
Enemies. I was surprised.
Enemies.
I think we all
enemies in Istanbul, man.
I think we all have the same sentiment regarding Liverpool. Is that I do think that Liverpool haven't been good enough in terms of dominating the game. And for champions, I would expect that of you. What you do have is quality. And the game that reminds me of that quality is the Newcastle game, when the Rio and Goma go, where all you just did was you relaxed, you pass, cross, go, and that quality sets you apart from the pack. But eventually, your luck has to run out. Eventually, and that's what we saw against Palace. Regarding Palace has had your numbers for time. The Community Shield, they had your number. So coming to this game. Slot should have just told his team, these guys will be ready for us. These guys have been ready for us for the past how many games we played them. You would have expected that. So the question now is, where did Liverpool go from here? Because Konate, bro, anyways, we've had the conversation regarding Konate. And I think defensively, Liverpool needs to be better. I don't know how you're going to fix that. You're just lucky you have Alisson back in goal, because Crystal Palace should have been at least. People say 5-0. I think 5-0 is a little bit of a hyper, exaggeration.
That's what I mean with the exaggeration, right?
Yeah,
We're just lucky we have Alisson Becker.
No,
we've got a team full of hoopers, bro.
You do, but then you consistently drop concentrations when you play, and that is an issue. You understand?
Exactly. So that's the part that needs to be fixed. It's not necessarily. I don't know. It's not necessarily like a where do we go from here. It's still one loss. It's against Palace.
I understand it, but it's become more of a trend now. Do you understand?
Okay.
It's not one game, it's not two games, just consistently. And eventually you have to fix that issue. What's the reason for your loss of concentration? What's going on there? Because for champions, you shouldn't be like you watch Liverpool games thinking, if the team was better, they could have done this. You know what I mean? And Crystal Palace showed that we were better and we did beat you. So I do think Liverpool will do well this season. I think it's I guess a 2-horse race between Liverpool and Arsenal. But if you still have that issues in the back, you're going to suffer big time.
Let's go to the chat. Hold on, Toast. Let's go to the chat. So Ken is saying dominant is a funny word as we've had the most possession in the league. No team averages more possession than us. We have made lapses in defense, which have then changed the tempo of the game. Vinny is saying 6 minutes against 2-0 against Atletico. Game should have been done and dusted. Tabo's got a question now, Andy. With what you've seen so far, are you happy with Liverpool's defense? You're talking about Atletico, but you man league goals. I mean, like I said, in general, I am happy with our defense. In general, in terms of if I look across the 90 minutes, our defense is good, but it's just the lapses of concentration that sometimes that happens. Even this season, especially if I have to compare it to last season, we're very susceptible to the counter attacks, which is something that Slot kind of removed from our game last season. So there's kind of like a, maybe you can say with like the new incomings and everything and the new players that we have, there's kind of, like an imbalance right now in terms of who does what. People need to get used to each other. I think that's kind of what's showing as well, that it's kind of a new team at the moment and we're in transition at the moment. And I think now I can actually say we're in transition because there's a lot of like new key players in key positions that, if you're deciding to do that for a summer, then obviously as a gaffer, you need to figure that out. And again, I trust Slot to figure that out. He's done that in the past, obviously not to this scale, but he's done it. You know what I mean? I think what he also needs to do is trust other players more and not be afraid to drop players if they're not performing well. That's another thing, because now we've seen that Chiesa is now stepping up and doing what needs to be done. And he's looking like the old Chiesa. I don't know if you remember the chance that he had where he wrapped it with his left foot and he nearly, bro, Henderson was rooted. And that's a Chiesa that I remember. Left foot, right foot, left-hand side, false 9 or right-hand side, he does a job. Know what I mean? So I would like to see him get more minutes as well, because maybe, he can be, he seems to kind of be like a joker of the pack, man. Toast, go on.
I was just going to say, where do you think the game was won and lost? Well, two-part question. Where do you think the game was won and lost? And if you watched the full 90 minutes, what are your thoughts on Konate's performance?
I love his face. The game was won. The game was lost midfield. Their midfield, Kamada. Who was in their midfield? Kamada, especially Kamada.
Yeah, Kamada.
I was very impressed. I was very impressed with him. Normally, he's a bit meaty, but yesterday he was doing a damn job. Obviously, Wharton is a beast out there, man. I think that's where we lost it, because every time they won the second balls, they won the challenges, they won the scrimmages in midfield, and every time they could have gone, they went on the counter and kept the ball well. Whenever they did have the ball, you know what I mean? And whenever we had the ball, we found it hard to muster up any serious chances, specifically in the first half. So our players didn't do what they had to do; their players did. In regards to Ibu Konate, I think it's two things. And again, people call me a Ibu Konate, apologize or whatever. I don't care. Honestly, I don't care. But I think initially he struggled with Mateta because they were doing the physical things. But twice Mateta fouled him. Twice when Mateta went through, twice when Mateta went through, it was a foul, bro. To my opinion, you can say maybe Mateta. You can say hold on. You can say that obviously Mateta maybe outmuscled him or was a bit stronger than him or smarter than him. That's another side. Obviously, I could take that. But there was one where Mateta was clean through, bro. He pulled his shirt, bro. Like he pulled it down. The other side on the byline where like Mateta spun him as well, where they were both holding each other. You can see Mateta holding Ibu Konate's shirt and dragging him down as well. Now, obviously, you could say, Ibu, be smarter there, or Ibu, you got worked by Mateta. But I think after those two situations, I think Ibu was all right. I don't think he was, after that, like after the first half, I don't think he was poor. He won all his headers. He won all his battles. And I think he was probably our best defender after that particular part in that game. So, yeah, that's that. What do you think?
I think you're defending him, man. And I think if you actually sign Mark Gay, you'd be much happier with Mark Gay than Ibu Konate. I know you have to kind of go to war for your guy. And obviously there's a bit of agenda on the line and whatnot. And there's obviously, there's been the whole Salib's is Konate's mate. He's not Van Dijk's mate and this, that. But, brother, the Donny was getting run ragged, bro. And it's not the first time that I've seen that this season. Like, this is not the first time we've looked at Konate in a game and thought, is everything all right, man? Like, he's definitely regressed from last season.
It's only been 2 games. It's only been 2 games. The first game and this game.
Brother, that's already 33% of the games you played. That's already too high. That's 2 out of 6 games. So that's all I'm saying, man.
Let me go to the chat, man. Wait. What's Saba say? Liverpool have quality. Is the defense I'm looking at. Kirkes for me is a big question mark. Yeah, I thought like Kirkes. Normally, I've been defending Kirkes as well, but I think yesterday I wasn't too sure on him as well. But again, finally. I don't think he's like but it's not to the point where I'm like really questioning him or anything. But it's just yesterday is where I really realized, he's not performing too well. We've conceded 4 goals from set pieces too. As well. We're very poor on set pieces defending. Still, that was the same on the club and also on the slot, which is weird. Obviously this time, but it's a doubt for that. I forgot that's a discount because it was a set piece. Tabo and Kenna fighting in the chat. Kenna said Ibu was outstanding versus Arsenal and Burnley, which is also a fact. Obviously you guys are seeing us, the fellow title challengers, the one that's looking to knock Liverpool off their throne, looking to take the Premier League. Based on what you've seen from Liverpool so far, do you guys think like, we could actually do this? We don't believe Liverpool will buck up their ideas. We can, if we focus on ourselves, because right now, mathematically, it's in your hands.
What do you mean it's in our hands?
What do you mean? You're 2 points ahead of us. You're talking about my boy.
We still have to go to the Emirates.
What maths are you doing, brother?
That's the maths. We still have to go to the Emirates. We still have to go to the Emirates. And I believe that you believe, Mace, that you will beat us at the Emirates, right? Is that what you believe? Well,
that's a different conversation.
I'm asking you. Do you believe that? It's a question.
Yeah. Am I going to say no?
So it's in your hands. So what do you think? Look at them hiding. This is what I mean about you, Guido. Look at them hiding. You're running away.
I'll let Mace
race, my brother.
You can ask the question.
Thank you, Tabo. It's in your hands.
I'll let Mace speak and then I'll speak on that.
Well, I do believe that I did say that during how many pods ago, like 2-3 pods ago, that I think we should be champions, right? But I do know if Liverpool continue to play the way they're playing, we have a massive chance. And all we have to do is focus on how we're playing. I mean, we'll touch on the Arsenal segment later on, but like I said, we're both neck and neck for this league. Arsenal have the depth, Liverpool have the quality. Let's see. That's it. And it's also too early to say as well. You get?
No, it's not, man.
I think it is.
I think we will win it. I
just think, obviously, like to say it's in Arsenal's hands because we can potentially beat you at the Emirates.
If you believe you will beat us at the Emirates, then mathematically it's in your hands. One
thing I will say, unfortunately for me, I know Arsenal, and I don't know if offensively we're potent enough to just win the games we need to win. That's still a bit of a concern. We got over the line today, but I do have concerns. In a game like City, for instance, I thought we were the better team over the 90 minutes against City, and we ended up drawing against them. We're dropping points in positions where we shouldn't be dropping points. The Liverpool game, in my opinion, we should have got a draw. We didn't do enough to score, and that's why we lost. So for me, Liverpool will drop points. I have no doubt about that. You conceded 2 goals against Newcastle, conceded 2 goals against Palace, conceded 2 goals against Bournemouth. That's 6 games in. And it was you last year's season, Andy, that said, I've seen enough. I didn't want to admit it, but I knew that I was a bit concerned about how Arsenal were playing.
So have you seen enough? Say it, bro. Say it. Say it like I did. Have you seen enough?
No. I've not seen enough.
Say it, bro. This is what I mean. Say it.
Me. Can I finish? Can I finish the 4?
Speak with chest.
No. But what I'm saying is, Andy, let's get to game week 10. If I'm still seeing Liverpool, chill on me. If I'm seeing Liverpool concede at the clip that they're conceding, it's gonna give Arsenal confidence. You want to see more else. That's what you want to see. You're not confident enough. You want to see more else. Andy.
If you've seen enough, you've seen enough, bro.
Andy, if you're defending the way you are, the L's will come regardless. I promise you. You need to fix the defense, bro. Brother, I'm looking at the league table. In the top 7, Liverpool conceded the most goals. You conceded more than Arsenal, more than Palace, more than Tottenham, more than Sunderland. Come on, brother, what are we doing there? That can't happen. 6 games in, you've conceded more goals than Sunderland. Come on, bro. Come on, it can't happen. So,
but we're also the second top scorers.
You don't. And
we've also won the most games.
I understand that, Andy. But
free me, bro. Like,
Andy,
come on, man.
But Andy, when the 100 million man is not scoring, because he had his chance, he done the Abdi shuffle and shot wide.
So have you seen enough, my brother? Have you seen enough? You're doing all that talking. Have you seen enough?
Andy, Liverpool, in my opinion, Liverpool are the better team. And you're more equipped, in my opinion, to win the league. So, no, I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that it's in our hands. Because I believe you still have the squad to win it. And, bro, at the end of the day...
No, but based on how we're playing, last season, I saw based on how you're playing, this is us. Based on how City will play, this is us. You're saying our thing is not sustainable. Brother, put it on the table, bro.
No, Andy,
put your money where your mouth is.
Andy, you know what's funny? The reason why you guys are top is because you've scored more goals than you've conceded. That's my point. So that's why I can't go out on a limb and say that this thing is not sustainable, because you will score goals. You were scoring goals before Isak came. You're going to score more goals now Isak's here. So I'm not going to go out on a limb and say that. But the defense does not look good. And Van Dijk cannot clean up the messes that the defense are producing. He cannot do it alone.
Man. To be honest, I agree. I'm just running agenda. I think, you're right. But do you guys not feel like it starts with the midfield? And I'm not necessarily looking at Graven, because I think Graven has been outstanding, but even he himself can't do it. Do you think like players like McAllister out of form, players like Wirtz not performing? The slot needs to make sure Szoboszlai is also looking like a one-man player. Like, he needs to do everything. Right back, he performs good at right back, but brother, we need you in midfield. You know what I mean?
I think the question, Drew, is
so now it becomes Drew, in terms of the pieces. That's what Slot needs to figure out.
Drew, question to you, because I know on the chat, Ken was talking about Liverpool having the most possession, blah blah blah. So my counterpoint to that, just could possession equal control? I don't think it does, because you might have the most exactly. So I don't think
not if it results to big chances for the other team.
Exactly. I don't think Liverpool controls the game as much as they like, because if you do control games, you don't get to leak those chances.
Yeah,
that's my issue with Liverpool. Yes, you might have the most possession, but I don't think the way the system is played, or just perhaps the midfield. That's a good point you made. Controls games enough. So that's probably one of my issues with Liverpool. And then what happens is once the midfield is bypassed, you now have the defense, Konate, Kirkes, even Frimpong, bro. We need to have a conversation about them two. Like
I said, man, when it comes to Dutch players, leave it to me, bro. I said Frimpong, brother. Bro, they were at me. Frimpong is not. I wasn't gassed about the Frimpong signing. Yes, he's a good player, but he should be at United. I think Frimpong in that system at United would be better than Ahmad. He would be better than Diallo, and that's his thing. 5 at the back, wing back. What he's playing with us right now, it's not gonna work, bro. You saw how Lerma was, bro. But I think Frimpong is not all bad because I feel like he still offers something going forward, but defensively he doesn't really offer something. He's not creative enough. He just has speed, and I don't like that, bro. Then give me bad defender Trent with his attacking prowess. Yeah. Let me go to the chat, man, and then we'll move to the Arsenal game, man, because I'm getting mad. Tabo saying Shalom is getting cautious. Kenneth saying Tosi won't say he's seen enough because he knows his Arsenal. I know my Arsenal too, man. It will all come. Now I mean, it will all come to pieces slowly but surely. Quarter 3, man. I think my Arsenal boys are moving cautious. Hey, Tosin doesn't believe in Arsenal to say he has chest. I'm very interested to see Eze and O work the next six fixtures consistently. Phineas say Liverpool are up there because they got class players that can take you out of bad spots. Saying that the defense is a warning sign. That's all. I agree with that. I'm not arguing with that. I agree with that. We need to fix up. Yeah, man. Let's move on to the big winners of this game week, man, because every single one of your ops lost. So you guys, last game of the week. I think there's a game tomorrow as well. But you've seen Liverpool lose. You've seen United lose. You've seen Chelsea lose. City won. At least City, but we expected that at home to Burnley. But you've seen, like, you know what I mean? 3 of your ops, but especially your main ops for the title lose. SJP awaits. The chat was quiet in the morning. It was quiet. Deafening. I didn't hear a peep. But to be fair, Toast was local. He seemed relaxed. He seemed like, he trusts his team. He trusts his gaffer. Game starts. First, no. Let me not say that. The lineup comes out. I'm seeing Eze starting. I'm seeing Trossard on the left. I'm a Trossard fan. So I was happy. I was like, okay. All the noise about Teta and the style of play. Teta was like, oh, yeah. Let me give you this there. You man must forgot about me. You man must forgot I'm man eclectic. Let me give you this. The game starts. First 25 minutes. I was like, yeah. Arsenal were moving brazy. And you know what I liked about Arsenal today, especially in that first 25 minutes? It's that Newcastle tried to play the bully ball. It wasn't dark yet. So now Newcastle, they get really active when it gets dark. But they tried to play the bully ball, and Arsenal tried to solve it by playing football. And you maintained, you didn't really, because I remember last season you tried to do the bully thing as well.
Yeah.
You lost. But this time you tried to resolve it by playing ball. And in that first 25 minutes, I was surprised, man. I was like, yo, they're coming to St. James's Park, a ground that you guys notoriously don't really like going there. So to go there and start off the game like that, first big chance was obviously the penalty, which in my opinion, that was strange that wasn't a penalty, in my opinion. You've seen them given. I know Pope, what they're saying, he touched the ball before he barely touched the ball. The ball barely goes the different direction. It would have gone to that direction regardless, even if he didn't. Go on, Toast.
Like, for me, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong in it. I think we can agree that the Robert Sanchez situation last week against Man United and the Pope situation today are very similar. How do you have the
Robert Sanchez is moving bad.
I'll hear you after. In my opinion, they're similar. The player plays the ball, the goalkeeper gets the second touch, and then the goalkeeper. All right, fair enough. Robert Sanchez takes out Mbeumo. Pope still trips Gokira. So in my opinion, the situations are the same, but one outcome is a red card, and another outcome is a VAR check. Doesn't even result in a yellow. Doesn't result in a penalty. That can't happen. And obviously, if you feel that they're not the same, then feel free to rebuttal. But in my opinion, there's no way a referee can overturn that decision. That's crazy, and that's really.
I agree.
Reffing the game again. I always say this. That's not what VAR is for. So it's crazy.
You know what, man? I had the same thoughts as most Arsenal fans and Toast, and I agree. But then I thought about, I'm not sure if you guys can like cast your mind back to when we played Burnley time ago. Remember when Odegaard scored that free kick? Remember that game? We beat Burnley 1-0. Vaguely. The same situation happened when Ramsdale brought down, I can't remember what strike it was. Literally same situation. They didn't give it. So there has been a precedent set back in the days, like of this situation happening. So I
Mhm.
can't be mad about that when it happened in our favor. So you have to kind of weigh both situations and be all right, cool. I think it would have been, of course, it would have been worse if we lost this game.
That's what I'm saying. Would you have said
Yeah.
the same if you lost the game? If
Of
you dropped
course not.
points?
My head would have been on
Thank
Mars.
you.
But of course, what happens is
Hindsight is beautiful, right, Mace?
hindsight's beautiful,
It's
exactly.
beautiful, right?
And I can agree.
Fools.
And I can
Fools.
agree. And I can agree. But yeah, I just thought about it. I thought, yeah, this has happened to us before, and we had the benefit of VAR, etc. But like Drew was just alluding to, we were the better team won this game. But let's dive in. Let's just dissect it.
Yeah. So obviously after that, and then I think you kind of got, sucker punched with the Watermada goal. But in a way, I saw that happening because I'm always a believer even in Liverpool games. When you're like dominant for like 30 minutes and you don't bag, it's gonna hit you. The other team is gonna hit you. I always have that with my games, and I felt that was gonna happen. And then I think as soon as they scored, they kind of grew into the game and they started being dangerous as well. And then Arsenal were looking kind of unsure as well towards the end of the first half. And then obviously second half started. I think you made a change, right? Who got dragged?
Yeah, Mosquera got dragged.
Yeah, he didn't really have. Yeah, Walter was kind of dealing with him still. So Saliba came on.
You reckon? I just feel like Mosquera was just
Let's not do that.
No. I'm not saying he was like moving to him but Mosquera wasn't having an easy time with Watermada. I understand the dragging.
It was more Mosquera's fault. Like those type of games, you can't afford to make silly mistakes.
Yeah,
you understand. And for me, even though I know Mosquera had a decent few games, I've always said like it's these type of games that show you who you are. You know what I mean? Like that concentration, and Mosquera clearly didn't have that. And I commend Mikel for saying, you know what, go sit down, let's play Saliba, which I think he should have played Saliba from the start. Even though, Saliba has been not 100%, but I would trust Saliba over Mosquera.
Maybe not 100%. Just let's say how it is, bro.
Brother, this is not Ibu Saliba situation.
Let's say how it is.
Move on.
Let's say how it is, though, because with Saliba, you might wanna, you don't wanna really speak it out.
We're calling him out. So it's fine.
Say less. Okay, so obviously let's move on. Game goes on. Arsenal basically camping in Newcastle's half and applying the pressure, and then obviously the goal's not coming. You're trying, but my only thing, obviously we've been saying that about Arsenal anyways, you're finding it hard to create. Obviously the first 25 minutes you created few open play chances, but in that period obviously they were camping, so it's difficult to penetrate in that, but it's still an issue to create open play chances. Know what I mean? And obviously, when did Odegaard come on? When it was 1-0?
No. He came on for. Let me have a look. I think he came on. Were
you still behind? Were you still behind when he?
So Odegaard came in the 82 minutes. We scored in the 84th, I believe.
Yeah,
so
it was 1-0.
He changed the game. He opened up. He saw the passes.
Yeah,
2 brilliant passes that I was like, okay, cool. And then it took set piece. It took a set piece goal again to win you the game. But obviously, Arsenal fans, how do you guys feel? Because this is your first dub at St. James's Park in how long?
5 games and so on.
You know what, man? I'm gonna kick this one off in it, and obviously it's easy for me to say this now because we won the game, and I understand that it's a men's game. There's going to be elements of contact. There's going to be elements of incidental contact, but I personally would have liked to have seen Newcastle's goal ruled out, because at the end of the day, like, it doesn't matter how hard or how soft the push is. If there are two people,
no, come on,
Andy, hear me out. Andy, if there's 2 people going for a header and you give yourself an advantage by pushing the person who's more likely to get the header, I don't care how hard or soft, because no one can, at the end of the day, we're watching it on TV, no one can speak to what Gabriel's balance was at that time, or if that push affected his ability to leap off the ground. I'm going to come out and say it.
Do you think he was genuinely going for the header? Because I felt he was ducking
Gabriel. Gabriel was ducking.
Why
the
would he
header.
be ducking though?
What?
that
Andy, why
doesn't
would he
make
duck
sense.
the
No,
header?
but did you feel like he was genuinely going for it?
Drew, let me deal. Let me deal with.
As in, like, we know Gabriel, if he was going
Yeah.
for a header, he would go for it. So I was surprised that he would let himself.
Drew,
Bro,
let me
he
deal with
didn't
that
get-
point.
But
Let
Andy, this is the thing. Andy, this is the thing. Maybe he didn't let himself not go for it. Maybe he just got pushed over. Maybe it's as simple as that. Maybe it's as simple as that.
Yeah,
because
Toast.
I can't understand. No, Kenna, Andy and Kenna. I prefaced it by saying I understand it's a man's game, and I understand you have to be strong. But I also understand that you cannot gain an unfair advantage by pushing someone. Andy, yes or no, it was a push. Whether or not it was a 10% push or a 100% push, was it a push?
It was a 20% push.
That's enough for
Is
me
that a
because
foul?
he's
Is that
gaining
enough
an
for a
unfair
foul?
advantage.
Is that
I
enough
can
for a
understand-
foul?
I'm
can
gonna play
understand
devil's
why it wasn't
advocate here,
given.
Drew.
DJ,
I can
DJ
understand
Drogba
why-
used to score goals like that for fun,
Andy,
bro.
I can
Drew.
He
understand
was
why it
climbing
wasn't
on
given.
shoulders, brother.
Drew,
I can understand why it wasn't given. I just don't like to see anyone
Toast.
get an unfair advantage. For me, it was an unfair advantage because he pushed him, and the only person stopping him having a free header was Gabriel, and he pushed him. At the end
Tosin,
of the day,
I'm gonna play devil's
felt
advocate in this
I felt Gabriel was
situation,
weak there.
Drew.
Go on, miss.
I think this has happened twice now. We can't discount for the pattern of Gabriel doing this twice. Look at his foot placement. If you're going from the ball, his foot placement was too square. Just look at his foot placement. It's happened twice now at St. James. He knows better. So I think
Mace, you're honest, bro.
It's
Yeah.
it's Gabriel's fault. He knows better.
Mace is honest.
You're not jumping against like a 5'11". You're jumping against like a strike. You know better.
And you know the thing with this as well is, yeah, like, even if this was like, let's say if it was Van Dijk, for example, someone that always wins headers, I would say the same, bro. It's weak. Gabriel wins headers for a living, bro. He wins headers for a living.
You're not gonna get out of me that it wasn't weak and it's not a man's game, and that's why I preface my comments by saying that. I'm just saying, in my opinion, if somebody is trying to win the ball and you push them, that's you gaining an unfair advantage. However weak the push is,
a contact
that's
sport,
all I'm
bro.
saying.
Like,
it is the contact sport. It's the man sport, and Gabriel has to be stronger. And I was pissed off, but when I had time to look at it, I'm like, why would my centre back not just head the ball? Because he got pushed.
No, but
in my opinion, because he got pushed.
Okay, let's.
Why would a centre back take the easy way out of trying to win a foul in a dangerous position?
He wasn't. He didn't time the head. He didn't time it properly.
I think the simplest answer
he didn't time the header
bro.
properly.
He didn't time it properly. He messed up. Look at his foot placement.
Yeah,
he was basically too square. How you jumping from that foot placement?
And the push wasn't that mad, in my opinion.
Nah.
It wasn't that mad.
Also, he's got previous, bro. Let's not discount that. He's done this before.
Mace is being fair, man. I like this, Mace, man.
He's
Be like
previous.
But Mace is doing this because they won. I know, Mace.
Andy, wait, Mace.
I know.
Wait, you're not talking about Joe Linton's push on him because we knew that was a foul. That was a clear foul, and we got shagged 2 seasons ago.
I just think you must learn from your mistakes, right? If for example, before this game, I'm sure Tata and his team are reviewing previous games that we played. You must learn from that.
Yeah,
that's the only way we defeat Newcastle, because they're always going to try the same shit against us. We must learn from that, and I'm happy we won this game in the manner we won it. Oh,
let me go to the chat. Then Mace, you share your thoughts, man. Tabo saying I have a complaint about Arteta. I have a complaint about Arteta does the right thing in picking Eze. However, he does one good thing and he undoes the other. I like Mosquera and he'll learn from today, but he had no business starting. I think you guys said that as well. Today, not sure why Mikel even made that decision. Keep it simple and do what we expected, especially when you then make that same sub halftime, wasting 45 minutes again. Excuse me, fair enough. Kenna saying, Tosin, stop this. Your big centre-back should be strong enough. If that was Ibu, you would not say this. Exactly. Ibu was getting fouled as well, but we moved, man. He was being weak. He was look at it again, man. Vini saying, relax. If that was the case, Gabriel shouldn't have scored half of his goals. Gabriel knows better. To be fair, I think Gabriel doesn't even touch him when he gets his headers. He gets clean headers, but it's Saliba that helps him by blocking off defenders and keepers. But we'll touch on that. Tosin, let's watch all your set pieces and be consistent. Your set pieces shouldn't count. Gabriel will blame himself for that goal. He is a top centre back and knows it's his fault. Taba saying, how do I feel? I think this type of win is needed for confidence purposes. Character at the second hardest ground we have to play at. The tide has turned. We move now. 100%, man. Piggyback off that, Mace, man. In terms of what does this win mean for Arsenal and going forward? Because obviously this is you've kind of had a tough start. I think the hardest start of everyone.
Yeah.
You've played tough teams, you've been to
Yeah.
tough grounds, and you're 2 points behind the leader. So
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I guess the go-to question which people ask is, if I tell you that these are the points you would get in the games you played, would you take it? Yeah. If you were 2 points behind Liverpool, I would take it. Yeah. I think for us, we have to move from strength to strength. I think it's very important with a game like Newcastle, especially we've been there 5 games now. We haven't managed to get points out of Newcastle. You have to take this as a sign that the team is improving. Because one thing I did see is that we didn't just, because we've been to Newcastle so many times and Newcastle has just pressured us off the pitch. We've collapsed. But this game, it felt like we had to win or at least get a point. So we didn't stop. So I was very happy from that perspective that we just kept on going until we got something out of this game. So I guess the next step is to be consistent, because we need to claw those 2 points back. Just kind of going back to the game again. As you noted 25 minutes we're playing well. The whole Arteta handbrake situation clearly isn't the case, because you can see that the team is trying something new with Eze playing their number 10. I think that really worked. If not for Nick Pope, we should be winning this game at least 2-3 goals.
Two.
Okay.
Maybe if you include a penalty.
What penalty? Okay, yeah, and also
that should have been given.
And also, what's his name? Timber's header as well. Yeah. So yeah, he made a lot of great saves. I think Trossard should really be scoring that. If I have to be very,
bro, it was 5 yards out.
Yeah, I think
he hit it, and the ball was on the line. It was on the 5-yard line, bro.
He should be scoring that,
because when you hit the post, they count that as a shot off target. So that means he missed the target from 5 yards out. Like, come on, bro, you got to test the keeper. Put it in the net.
Agreed. But it was positive signs. You can see that without Odegaard there, Bukayo Saka had space to do his thing. You can see Eze is playing in front of Gyökeres. That means that connection is there. Second half, we saw that slide through ball to Gyökeres. Gyökeres just needs to sort his feet out, big man. It's a lot of positive signs. I think what I did notice Tabo talk about it when we took off Zubimendi and played Odegaard as like a deep 8 or deep 6. That was great, because personally, I think that might be a key to unlocking those deep defenders, because Odegaard is very good just picking off from deep and just playing those passes. So that might be a way forward. The only thing we missed there is that we don't have, I guess you just have Rice. You know what? It makes sense. We should just do it.
Well, Zubi on the bench, yeah?
Now, in situations where we meet teams that are just going to drop Zubi, because Zubi isn't going to do much in that situation. You have Odegaard, and you obviously, in terms of legs, you have Rice.
So I like this.
Yeah,
I can piggyback of this.
Look, man, everyone knows how I felt about Zubi at the beginning of the season, just in terms of like some of his potential limitations, and we probably did need an additional midfielder to complement him, because there's a lot of things he won't give us. But
yeah.
Man, we're 6 games in. Arteta's done. We're talking about rotating him out. Crazy. All right, man. Say no more.
I'm Vinny actually put it. Marino so underrated is crazy. It's actually amazing. I actually got Marino on my list to talk about, because that guy is so inevitable. It's crazy. How he got that header off and scored, I'm still baffled. Yeah. I'm still baffled about that. And he actually, so far, he's been getting you quite big from last season. Big goals, like.
Yep.
But Drew, the funny thing is, Toast, if I ask you two, what does Marino do? What does he do?
Bro, Marino is a Fellaini, bro. He's a Fellaini without the amazing touch.
Yeah.
That guy, you stick him in the mixer, he's active.
I get it,
active, bro.
I get it. I remember Kenner obviously running cool and saying that we bought a midfielder for 30-something million pounds for a dual winner. That was his only attribute. But obviously, there is more to we've seen this. There's more to Marino than just winning duels. But he's an enigma and may continue because he gets us goals. I don't want him starting games, especially important games. I will have to say.
Yeah. No.
Like,
That's the
and
thing.
this
He's your
is
joker, bro, for moments
this
like
is
this.
a point. This is a point that I find so fascinating about like footballers sometimes. Like Trossard, when he comes off the bench, or Marino, when he comes off the bench, they are like unbelievable. And then the next game they start, and then they act like they've never played football before. It makes no sense. Like Marino for me can't start because for me he's just filling up the space in the 11 as a starter. He's just running around. He's not really recycling the ball. He's not really creating chances. I do give him credit because he can pass forward and he does pass forward, but that's about it. Like he's just filling up, taking up space. But in moments like this, when we need him to kind of come off the bench, get in and around the box and get a goal, man, it was a huge goal, man. I always love to see a goal come off the post. Shout out Declan Rice, third assist of the season as well. Great cross as well, man. Another good game from him.
Good game, but defensively specifically.
Do you think Declan should be doing more?
This is what Declan does, though. Like, genuinely. Like,
he should be doing more. Of course,
he should be doing more.
But the thing is, I was watching the game like just I don't know. When I think of Declan, I feel like he has a lot in his arsenal to affect the game offensively. Like I'm sure he can shoot. Like
Mace,
you know what I mean? And
you know,
look at the Declan dick right here. Go on.
I'm sure he can shoot. And another thing is, I know Declan had this thing in his locker where he's a great ball carrier, which means he drives. I don't see that as much. I see going backwards, but just not as much. I know he's played well in this game, but I see Declan and I see a lot of potential.
Mace.
And I just feel like he could.
Declan is
in
what
my
he is,
opinion.
bro.
In my opinion, you man, no one is asked to do more for the Arsenal football team right now than Declan Rice. Genuinely. So I feel it's harsh for you to say, should he be doing more? Bro, he's doing everything. He's taking set pieces. He's taking the corners. He's breaking up the play. He's recycling the play. He's expected to get in the box. He's crossing from the wing, from assist. He's getting assists. The defensive work is great. Crashing the box. Like, come on. Like, what more do you want from him? Like, I genuinely feel like Declan is doing so much for us right now. That like Zubi comes out of the team, not too much changes. Declan comes out of the team. I don't want to see that midfield. I don't want to see that midfield.
Say no more.
Look, you can't pick your price tag. All I'm saying is we paid 100 mil for him. That's what I'm gonna say. That's what I'm gonna say.
What? ROI?
Yeah,
brother. I will pay that 100 million again today for Declan. What do you mean?
Say no more.
100%.
Say no more. Let me go to the chat. Saba say we know Eze gonna start on the left. Zubi ain't coming out. Vinny say Marino's a player that's always in the right spot at the right time, and that's a trait. Definitely, man. He always, bro. It's annoying, man. Kenna, you have 200 mil on a bench the other day. Kenna said, I know about Arsenal. Stick it in the mixer, and he will win. Mace, a lot of his goals are winning duels. Not sure if I agree with that, but you know, go off. Tabo said Arteta has him chilling to protect Zubi. He been paid that. Fair enough, man. ROI. I want to talk about one more play before we move on. Victor Gyökeres. Now, I've been seeing a lot of talk on his name in regards to this game. People saying that this has been his best game and he hasn't returned. In my opinion, yes. Nah, not yes. I understand it from the point that he looked a lot more active and he looked a lot more involved. But again, the touches, the heavy touches, the I don't know, man. That boy, I don't know. And I think I think
agreed.
That's giving me hope in terms of Arsenal, where like there will be games where you guys will struggle for goals and he's not going to be the answer. Of course, you have goals from everywhere. Arsenal been for 3-4 seasons. You've had that, so don't get me wrong. But you needed that 9 as well when everyone else is, and I don't see him being that, and that's my issue, bro.
I need to talk about Gyök, innit? 6 games in, obviously, 3 goals in 6 games. Like, I agree, he got about today, but I'm extremely concerned with his touch. Like, genuinely, I'm not even bantering.
It's heavy,
like,
brother.
You're a centre forward in the Premier League. The ball is not sticking. Like, I'm like, brother, why is the ball not sticking? Like, the ball cannot be bobbling off your leg or going under your leg, or like the Premier League footballers control the ball in a way where they take the first touch and they kind of already know what the second action is going to be. He's almost just trying to control the ball without even thinking that maybe someone's going to come and crash him. Like, brother, it's not good enough. Like, he's not. It's like his brain is not processing it quick enough. Like, on top of like the touches kind of being heavy, it's the general link-up play. Like, I know that's not his profile, but I have no faith when he tries to flick the ball around the corner or do a 1-2 that it's going to come off. I always feel
he did some nice things today. He did some nice things in terms of link
we
today.
need it consistently.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But also,
I'm hoping that
And that's why. And that's
goes with confidence.
sorry to cut you off there. Yeah, us neutrals or haters, whatever. We've been saying a lot of bad shit about Kai Havertz in the 9, but the more I look at Gyökeres, the more I'm like, if Arsenal had Kai Havertz there, they probably would do a lot more. And that's mad to think that. I don't know. You can call me a hater.
No, to a point, Drew. Like, I do think if Kai was fit, he would have started United. He would have started even City, to be fair. And I think that's fair. The difference between him and Kai is when we have gilt-edged chances, who puts the ball in the net?
This is it. This is it. I don't want
like
anyone
United game, FA Cup.
I don't want anyone to be under any illusions that it's going to be like a like-for-like sub when you're bringing on Havertz. Like, we know what Havertz gives us. I'm not a big fan of Havertz personally, but I don't want anyone to think that he can do what Gyökeres does in front of goal. I still don't think we're creating enough chances for Gyökeres. Like, I was looking at the statistics the other day. Coming into this weekend, Haaland had already got 21 shots in 5 games. Obviously, he had more, scored 2, obviously, this weekend, so that's gone up. Gyökeres coming into this game had 6 shots. Like, we're looking at Haaland, one of the best strikers in the league, with 5 goals coming into this weekend, I believe, or 6 goals. Gyökeres had 3 goals coming into this game. The fact that he scored 3 goals from 6 shots is actually a very good strike rate.
It's a good return.
It's a good return. Problem is, he's not shooting enough. You've played the same amount of games as Haaland, and he's got 15 more shots than you. So my concern is,
is he getting in a positions to be
he's
found?
He's also
though?
very slow to shoot. Like, let's take a couple.
The one on his right foot today.
The one on his right foot.
On his left.
Yeah, and also there was the one that the essay put through to him. I think he was going to shoot, but then his other leg cleared the ball, which I'm like, how does that even happen? Honestly, I think I think Toast, you make an excellent point with Gyökeres. He is like a second or 2 behind. And I think perhaps that's just the difference between playing at the Portuguese league and the Prem. So the question now is, can he make up that difference?
Maybe.
And that's the thing, maybe. And if you look at the Port Vale game where what's his name, the young kid, Dalman played that that ball when he should have just taken it first touch, hit it.
Yeah,
he took 2 touches. Oh,
why?
So I think that's the difference. Like, welcome to the Prem, or welcome to like at least English like games. Like, they won't give you a chance, so you have to be quick with it. Yeah, and very quickly. Once I do agree, you guys, and I was thinking, so what are the other alternatives? Him or Shesko? Who would you take? I think I'm taking Gyökeres every day at this point.
We'll touch on that boy very soon, man.
No, I'm taking Gyökeres.
We'll touch on that boy very soon. Taba saying, I think that's harsh. Vic has adapted to Arsenal. Arsenal haven't adapted to Vic. I'm not worried. Guessing he's saying it's a matter of time, I guess, man. Vinny calling him the white Lukaku IKEA wardrobe. Yeah, he's so square, man. So square. Yeah, man. Nah, but shout out Arsenal. Big win. I think this is that was needed. Don't want to call it a statement win yet. It's too early for that in the season, but definitely needed to capitalize, because I think that was one of the things that you guys didn't do last season as well, right? Like, whenever Liverpool dropped points or lost, you guys didn't capitalize. You guys did the same. So you kind of right in your wrongs in this regard this season so far. Let's move on, man. Let's go to the other league games that happened as well. And there's no better place to start than my lovely Manchester Reds, man. Manchester Red. Wait. Let me get where's the thing? Let me get my thing up. So what? They started the whole game week off, lunchtime kickoff. I was watching my under 15s, man. It was a local derby. I had to watch them, so I missed the first 60 minutes or something. I know Toast was saying if it was Arsenal, I'd be local. Nah, man. No, I mean, but I was kind of like following it, innit? Asking in the group chat what's going on, how Arsenal, how Man United playing. It is absolutely crazy to me that absolutely nothing's changed. In fact, it seems like Amorim is even worse than Ten Hag. Because I'm thinking, what Ten Hag?
There's a case to be made.
Would Ten Hag be? There's a case to be made, bro, because this is absolutely preposterous. I think United, they will be looking at this game or the next couple of games and be thinking, because they beat Chelsea previously, right? Was it Chelsea?
Yeah, they beat
Chelsea 2-1. And I'm looking, Brentford was the next game. After this was Sunderland. And then obviously they have Liverpool. So the next game for them, they'll be thinking, calm, let's bank 6 points and we're in the top 4. Because if they won this game, they would have been in the top 4.
Yeah.
Or thereabouts. Next game is Sunderland. Let's win that as well. We're 13 points. How have they lost this game, bro? And I'm not saying anything bad about Brentford, but come on, Brentford are not. They're not the Brentford. They're not. They lost Wisa. No Tony. They got Henderson. I know they got Dango. I think he's a very nice.
Lost Norgard, lost Flecker. Yeah. I mean, it's
Flecker lost Norgard. You know what I mean? And they just getting moved to like that. But Sesko got his first goal, guys. Sesko got his first goal. Yeah.
It's funny because it took him 3 tries even to score
3 tries, bro.
Where he was swinging that foot.
Like, Brentford defenders have to help Kelleher there. Like, how many saves do you want him to make in one action? Like, come on, man.
Brother, I want to touch on the goal that the first goal they conceded. How is he? Because I thought he was offside. Who was playing him on? That
Igor, yeah.
Yeah, who was playing him on? Apparently it was what's his name?
Dallo.
No, apparently it was Diego Dallo that played him on. That's what I'm hearing.
Wait, the Eagles' first goal, the long ball.
The long ball,
yeah.
No, it was Maguire. Maguire tried to step up and catch him on the offside track. Tried to do the offside. That's how I know you're not a good defender, innit? Like, all of that stepping up offside track. You're leaving it to chance. Like,
was it Maguire? No, I think it was Dallo, bro. It was Dallo's foot. It was check it again. It was Dallo's foot. It was that. Yeah, I remember it was Dallo's foot, and even Dallo was doing the raising the hand thing as well. I hate when defenders do that. He was doing the raising the hand thing.
I can't lie. That goal he scored, if it's scored against me, I'm scrapping my keeper because 1, it's a good goal, but 2, the audacity to do that.
That goal. Fair enough. That's a fair enough goal. Second goal was poor defending, but that Yenso goal, bro.
Did you see Mbuemo when he like scooped up Mbuemo and then Mbuemo was sliding? Funny, but yeah, what a goal.
Bruno Fernandes with a penalty miss. Like, I love this. Like, honestly, like United, and it's to the point that I was talking about this with Tabo the other day. Like, it's not even fun cornering United. It's not like, it's more fun cornering like Arsenal fans. It's fun to corn Liverpool and vice versa. But United is just like, oh, they lost again. Let's throw a couple of jabs and we move on.
We feel sorry for them, bro. That's where it's at now.
I don't. I definitely don't feel sorry for them. I'm not there.
We just expect it. Like, it's just.
It's just expected at this point, man. But they currently listen to the record at the moment. They currently sit 14th. They got 2 wins, 7 scored, 11 against, -4 goal difference. Surprisingly, Newcastle are behind them. Dreadful, man. I mean,
I said in our preseason prediction, like, I've never seen a rebuild that started with attack first. Like, at the end of the day, say that. Like, you have to focus on the back 5 because the back 5 is the core of you getting results. If you're gonna spend 200 million on 3 attackers, have at it. But understand that the football is gonna be entertainment FC. Like, I don't think United finished 15th last year because of their attack. You don't finish 15th because of your attack. Fine, you can score more goals, I understand, but you can't defend. You can't impact the game in midfield. Your goalkeeper's not good. Bayindir, I like him, but he's not a number 1.
Yeah.
So you got rid of Onana, who is arguably a number 1 in bad form, and you replaced him with Bayindir, who's a decent goalkeeper, but he's clearly not a number 1. He's not going to take like. So,
they did sign a goalkeeper, and he's not playing either.
Where the Belgium Johnny.
They signed him over Martinez, who's clearly a number 1.
Like, for me, you sign Cunha, you sign Mbeumo, you sign Sesko. That's 2 proven attackers in the Premier League, and then you like a wild card from a foreign league. That's basically you saying that it's entertainment FC football. We want to have fun playing the football because, I'm sorry, like I don't want Euro learning from Harry Maguire. Personally, Harry Maguire is not at the level where he should be the guy that's teaching the young boys. Like, do you understand? You buy your cornerstone centre back. You spend the money on him, or you develop someone like, and they didn't do that. So you reap what you sow. So I'm very happy how United are looking right now.
On
And
that
Amorim,
bit, on that bit, I want to put something out there. What's the difference between? I know there's probably a clear difference between Amorim's 3-4-2-1 and Glasner's 3-4-2-1.
Players that can play the system.
And the same team plays almost
every week
as well.
Right.
Like,
because if you look at that team, especially United's team, you think they have good enough players in attack. You could probably argue,
but not for this system. Like I said, I think United got a good enough system for let's go back to basics. 4-3-3.
Yeah.
I think that can click. But to play Bruno in the deep role with Ugata or Casemiro, you already gone wrong there. To play Maguire in a back 3, bro.
Don't mistake Bruno being an industrious guy. He's aggressive. He likes to tackle. For him being able to play in that position, that's not the position Bruno should be playing in, bro.
At all.
No way. Like, bro, you're leaving your team exposed. Like, bro, like Amorim, as experienced as he is, should be able to see this. And look, man, fuck United, innit, man? I've never liked that team, and they're getting everything they deserve. They finished 15th last year. They're 14th right now, and that's where they will remain. Amen.
Can they relegate?
Attackers are too good, unfortunately. Their attackers are too good, and they're too improved for them to relegate, innit? They're going to score goals by default.
Because the bottom teams, they're not. Then I mean, Wolves. You know what I mean? But the bottom teams, they're not like poor.
Yeah.
You guys get what I'm saying? Like, I'm seeing West Ham, obviously Burnley, but I'm seeing West Ham and Wolves. These are teams that can pick up points.
Yeah, because underneath them it's Newcastle, Villa, and Forest. And
Newcastle 15th.
Yeah, Newcastle 15th, man.
Yeah.
But they've been drawing like Ogbono.
With Villa, they just needed to see the ball hit the back of the net, and now that happened today. I'm sure we'll get onto it. Villa will be fine in it. Like they have good players. They have a good attack.
Yeah, man. Shout out United, man. Vinny saying those starters, what Ten Hag did was crazy. Destroyed the 1% that United had left.
Amorim has a worse record. Than Ten Hag. Like, the proof's in the pudding. So, I mean,
Amorim's record is crazy.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy, man. I think United fans are done with him as well now. They don't want him. But it's like, who do you get, bro? Because this manager merry-go-round, he needs to stop somewhere. Someone needs to be backed. You need to have faith with someone, right?
Final point. I'm pretty sure if anyone watched the live UK stream, that the commentator said that Ten Hag in maybe 40 plus of his 60 games has switched the centre backs during the game at some point, which for me, again, that's basically the foundation of the team, like your centre backs. So it's either you don't trust the personnel you have, or what? What is going on? So for me, if you're switching your centre backs in and out, you can't get any consistency in the back line. It's just going to reflect through the whole team. So maybe he doesn't trust the players that he has at his disposal. But if he knows he's going to play that system, forget all the big attacking signings. You need to go and buy that DM. And I know they went for Billy, but it didn't get him. That should have been that would have been, I keep saying it, that would have been the cornerstone signing of the summer. Or you signed a centre back that's going to transform the team. You did neither. And this is where you are.
Yeah, facts, man. Long may it live, long may it continue.
Amen.
Let's move on. Chelsea lost the home game as well against Brighton. 3-1. People have been on to me about Chelsea because I've been saying Chelsea my main ops. Obviously 50% jest, another 50% where I genuinely felt like
shut up, bro.
50%
I meant that with chest as well. Shut up.
Obviously, another 50% I meant that because I thought, back to the Club World Cup and everything, they look good. They made some decent signings and they look good to the latter part of the back end of the season as well. So I thought they would just continue, man. But I've said this previously. I've said this to other people as well. I take it back. Chelsea are not my main ups. Chelsea are not good. They do not have good players to mount a title challenge. I think they're good enough to remain in the top 4 and, you know, do the top 4 thing, but to go all the way for a title challenge, nah, I'll trust other teams more than them, man. And obviously, it showed again, man. Welbeck and the Kuiper with 2 last-minute goals. I think they had a red card. I didn't watch the game, but they had a red card as well in the Trevor Chalobah with a red card as well. So, and they have a kind of a mini injury crisis, and this red card is obviously not helping for the game next week against Liverpool. But yeah, man, Chelsea fans are calling for Enzo Maresca's head as well. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
Brother, when you spend £1 billion of your owner's money and you're still producing rubbish, why are you not going to call for the head of the manager? Like, you look at the Chelsea
I don't think the
team,
manager has any say about the signings, to be honest. I don't think so.
I hear that, but at the end of the day, he still has to pick the team, and the team are still not playing at a level where they should be competing. I said it at the beginning of the year. What is Chelsea's excuse now? Are they going to run from the grind? This was what I said literally before the season started. Looks like they're running from the grind. They're 8th place.
Let's go back to that comment. You don't think Maresca has a say in the signings?
Not 100%, man. I'm sure Maresca would have enjoyed a few more experienced heads in his teams.
This is kind of my point I was going to make later.
I don't think Maresca only wants young kids. I doubt it.
Let's deal with this, because if he's not, well, I guess he doesn't have a say, it means that Chelsea is running this as purely a business, as in, right? Like, they're buying new, young players just to sell them on, right? That's it. But then my second point, which is the point you made, when I take Chelsea serious, is when they start buying experienced players. That's when I'll take them serious. As of now, I don't take them serious, because Toast, you know, from an Arsenal fan, when was the famous saying, kids don't win you nothing?
Mm-hmm.
And I've grown up and I was like, that's facts. Mm-hmm. Kids don't win you nothing. So I think that really applies to Chelsea. They're young, they're inexperienced, and they will continue this leap until they get experienced players. So
yeah, speak, man. Brighton as well. I think Brighton, I said it in the last pod as well, that I feel like they should be doing way better with the type of players they have and the team that they have. They beat Chelsea. Chelsea's just back-to-back L's for Chelsea, so they're kind of in a terrible run. They got Liverpool next week as well, so that might be 3 losses on the bounce for them, man. And then that might spell trouble, or maybe the end of Maresca. So, yeah, man, let's watch that space. Leeds versus Bournemouth ended in a 2-2 draw. Semenyo with a good goal. I think was there a last-minute goal there as well? Because I think there was as well. I think I saw a 90 plus something there.
Bournemouth had a last-minute goal, yeah.
Bournemouth had a last-minute goal, exactly, yeah. Crazy scenarios. Bournemouth, they're pretty high in the table, isn't it? Because that's 6. 11 points.
6, 11 points.
Only 1 L as well. They're doing well. Shout out Bournemouth.
That was the Liverpool, and they competed in that game as well, man. Could have got a result in that game. So
relax, man. Always trying to. Man City beat Burnley 5-1. When I saw that Jadon Anthony equalized, I was like, yeah, let's move. But Shalom,
yeah,
I'm here for you, my boy. You know why, right?
Why?
You know who and why?
Well, Nunes.
My Ghanaian brother, Jeremy Doku.
What, that Belgian?
we have to be honest, Shalom. We have to be honest. The main gripe with Doku was obviously his returns.
Yeah.
He's a man of jinky me jink, but fruitless, you get me? Fruitless jinky me jink. But this season, let's be honest, he's being active and he's producing for the team. Today as well, he's got 2 assists already on the plate for Haaland.
No,
I mean, even against Arsenal, he was getting busy against Timber. Like, Timber, I haven't seen Timber really get troubled by wingers like that, but Doku was giving him a game, you know what I mean? So I think Doku, he's learning, man. He's learning the league. He's coming of age.
For him to be effective as in terms of the archetype of player he is, he has to have some end products. Yeah. Because I guess people want to see the dribble, and that's good, but eventually you're gonna have to assist and score goals. And it's taking him a season and a bit to learn that.
A bit, yeah.
Yeah, to learn that, and we're seeing the fruits of his labor. Long may it continue. If he falls off, then my agenda runs back again. You get
why? Because it falls. Well, people can't fall off. People
mean,
can't fall off now.
For me, it's all well and good doing the tricks and etc. You have to score and assist.
Nah, I think to be honest, even when I watch like the City games, right, or even like the highlights or whatever, like he's always at the forefront of their attack nowadays, and now he's getting an assist as well. He's getting a couple of goals as well, and his dribbles already was devastating because he is a guy. That's the type of winger that I like. I don't like the Cody Gakpos of this world, or I don't like wingers like that. I like a man take you line, take you inside, take you through you. You don't know what I'm doing. That's the type of wing I like. And obviously, like you said, adding the effectiveness behind it, adding the end behind it, that's kind of what was missing from his game in previous seasons. And so far, so good so far, man. And we're seeing Haaland again not carrying, but he's getting in amongst the goals. I was pissed off in terms of FPL, but because I saw people captaining Haaland, triple captaining Haaland, and it took Haaland until the 90th minute to bag. I was so vexed, man. But yeah, shout out City, back to winning ways. But obviously, this was kind of routine. We expected this. And then Spurs against Wolves, which ended in a 1-0 draw. So this was bottom against, I think Spurs at the time were third or something. And they took it to the death, man, to beat Wolves, man. Joao Paulinho with a good goal. I don't know if you guys watched that game, but Wolves were good value for the dub, man. I can't lie. Spurs were pretty poor, in my opinion. What did you guys think if you watched the game?
I didn't see the game, but all I saw was Paulinho backing off his shirt, bro. That's why.
That guy's ripped, boy. I wasn't expecting that. He paused, but he's ripped. I was like,
you know what? I mean, my biggest takeaway of that game was just Wolves. They lost the first 5 of the season. They were rock bottom. They just desperately had to get on the board, didn't it, man? So a draw away at Tottenham, it will hopefully take a bit of pressure off the manager, who they actually.
But they'll be very disappointed in the manner and the way it happens.
It's a killer.
Yeah, it's a killer.
I would like to compare. I think it's the difference between Ange and Thomas Frank's game, like in terms of the games played last season, this season, and ask us. Well, I wished Striz was here and ask a Spurs fan, like, what do you think in terms of in general? You know what I mean? Like,
obviously, your brother's a Spurs fan, Toast. What has he been saying
about Spurs in comparison to Frank in comparison to Ange?
Yeah.
I mean, for him, obviously, it was just important that he respected Ange, honestly, because obviously Ange was a quote-unquote winner, and but it was important for Spurs to obviously get that monkey off their back, innit, man? But I can't really say exactly how he feels, innit, man? I mean, obviously, it's clear that there's a much more element of control that Spurs now have in games that we weren't seeing with Ange. And even Ange taking over the Forest job, that in itself was a bit booky. We've seen a couple of booky results already, innit, man? But for me, at least, anyway, I think Frank and Tottenham will be fine in it. I did not expect them to be this good this quickly, but I think they're a good team, innit, man? I think they'll be fine this year as well.
Yeah, they'll definitely finish higher than 16th or wherever they finished last time around.
100%.
And then the last game that we can discuss happened today as well. Aston Villa versus Fulham, which ended in a 3-1 dub for Aston Villa, their first dub of the season. Not of the season, in the Premier League season. I think they beat Bologna in the Europa League as well, 1-0.
1-0.
Yeah.
Buendia McGinn with another goal, and Watkins with a goal. Watkins, he's been struggling this season. So happy to see him get a goal because he missed the penalty in the Europa League. Raúl Jiménez opened the scoring, but then he went off, I saw. Harvey Elliott got dragged as well for Buendia, and Buendia scored. I'm hearing Harvey Elliott is not it's not looking good, man. That's Kenner's boy. He's not looking good in that Villa team.
So it's still early. Wasn't this his first start though?
This was his first start, indeed. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's still early for sure. For sure, he needs to get used to the team.
Yeah,
but
let him get his feet wet, man. Give him some time, man. I've always
if you're wavy, you're wavy, innit? They adapt to you, boy.
But you, man, don't you think there is something going on at Villa, like back internally? Because I was speaking to some Villa fans, and they reckon that there's something going on internally because they let go of Monchi, of course, their director of football, and got Olabe from Real Sociedad. Actually,
is he in? Is that confirmed?
That's why I think he's in. Yeah. Ollie Watkins. This is his first start because he didn't start in the Europa League game against Bologna, and I think there's something going on there. It's weird.
I think it has a lot to do with like the summer and transfers.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah,
a lot of players will probably promise to go, like Martinez, for example. Watkins probably as well.
And Morgan Rogers as well, because he slipped in an interview. I think he was talking about his shirt number or something, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna have it even in the next club I go to." And he was like, "Oh, hold on a second, you're at Villa." So yeah, I feel like there is like a lot of like
they're downing tools or something
like that. Yeah, something like that. But you know what, man? At the end of the day, they've gotten 3 points at Europa League, 3 points at the Prem, enough to go. It's just my agenda with Unai, man. I don't trust him ever since Arsenal, and yeah.
Nah, that's funny, man. Shout out Unai. And obviously tomorrow we've got the Everton versus West Ham game. Jack Grealish watch, Tyler Dibbling watch. West Ham got a new gaffer. The sack Potter. Obviously, this is also news. They sacked Potter. Potter did his press conference on Friday, and then they sacked him the next day, talking about the memes. The memes are funny, by the way. But it's mad because I expected Potter to be the first one to be sacked. I voted him to be the first one, so that this actually hurted me that he's the second one. But the writing was on the wall, man. Like, I don't know what happened to Potter. But yeah,
brother, fuck West Ham. I keep singing this as a song. Moyes won you your first trophy since how many years, and you decided, you know what, we want to play expansive football. You let him go, and it hasn't been good for you, man.
The grass is not always greener, man.
No, I'd like, sorry, so go ahead. Like I'll say this bit and I'll go. When they left their stage in Upton Park, that's when it all crumbled, in my opinion. But go ahead, Toast. Go.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I personally just think it was premature, man. Like, I understand that he had obviously had part of last season, half of last season, and obviously this year. But I think it's a personnel issue at West Ham. Honestly, I will be shocked if a new manager comes in and makes significant strides, because that's basically us saying that Potter's not a good manager. Like, I disagree. Like we saw what he did at Brighton. I just think it's a personnel thing, man. Like, West Ham are not a particularly good team. Bowen is the only person to really write home about in their whole squad. If I'm being dead serious, you know what I mean? Like, they haven't significantly proved the attack, haven't significantly proved the defense. It's like they're a very poor team, like, personnel wise. You know what I mean? Can't defend. So I think it was very harsh. I feel as if this is a big hit on Potter's stocks and his PR and how we see him as a manager. Because this is obviously the second time he's had an early sacking at a club in the Premier League. So next up
is a championship team, man, for him.
Interesting one.
Yeah.
Man. Or maybe somewhere in Europe, man. It's one of those ones where West Ham fans are very passionate as well, man. So I actually feel as if this was one of those ones that the pressure from the fan base maybe got too much, as opposed to this was something that the board wanted to do, like, immediately. So I was shocked to see it, man. Genuinely, I really was.
Yeah, like, I wasn't shocked at all.
No,
he's been stinking up the joint, man. Like, he's been stinking up the joint. Bowen has been saving his ass. Like, where are they? 19th, 1 win, 4 else, not even a draw. Get out of my club, man. Get out, bro. And like you said, Europe. Because before the West Ham job, he was linked with Ajax, and he rejected Ajax. But they might come back for him because they're not feeling Heitinga at the moment. Heitinga's thinking he's getting results, Heitinga, but he's doing a lot. Like it's not looking pretty. So the fans are already onto him, so it's looking a bit mad, man. But yeah, that was the crazy game week six, man. I think this game week will go down in history, man. Or at least for this season, man. It was actually a good one, a very good one. And despite Arsenal ended up, getting the full 3 points. Yeah, it was perfect, man. In the end, man, we'll keep it going, man. Let's talk Ballon d'Or, man, because obviously that kicked off this week. And my boy Dembo scooped the trophy for the first time. Toast? Got anything to say? You called him a mustache merchant. You called him a flatter to deceive merchant. Like you every time this guy was having a bad performance, you would at me out of nowhere. I'll just be chilling, you would at me. I'm like, brother, relax. Because Ousmane Dembele, bro, we ain't seen a player like this. I remember people were at me. I was having arguments with Kenna. I was having arguments with Kenna about who will win the Ballon d'Or, who's more talented out of Mbappe or Ousmane Dembele. I stuck with my boy, bro. I stuck with my boy. Because you can't tell me a player like that is not more gifted. Mbappe is gifted, for sure. But Dembele got gift ripping out of his ears, bro. So me in particular, I'm so happy about, first of all, besides the Ballon d'Or, but just the season that he had, specifically the second half of the season, that he just ran it back and he scored lots of goals, and he was really important to the resurgence of PSG and them winning all the trophies that they won last season, and that it being capped off with a Ballon d'Or, man, because obviously it could have been, in my opinion, it could have been between two players only. That was Lamine Yamal or him. And if they gave it to Lamine Yamal, I probably would have been equally as happy, to be fair. Lamine Yamal has been bodying, he's been killing it. He's 17 or 18, I don't know how old he is, and he's doing a madness to grown men. You know what I mean? Ousmane wasn't doing that at his age. Ronaldo wasn't doing that at that age. Messi wasn't doing that at that age. You know what I mean? So Lamine would have been a worthy winner as well, man. But for them to give it to Ousmane as well, man, hats off, man. Shout out him.
So he just won the Champions League. He just won the Ballon d'Or. I think this is his. So he had 6 seasons at Barca. This is his 3rd season at PSG. Let's have the honesty hour in it. Now he's got to the pinnacle in it, because I don't feel as if my criticism of him was unfounded or unsubstantiated.
Nah, but you wrote him off. My thing is, you wrote him off.
Yeah,
I think most people wrote him off, bro.
Exactly, most people wrote him off. But that's no. But the thing is, why would you write off a talent like that? Because it's not as if like
he wasn't performing to that level. It's a simple.
What level? What level?
At what Ballon d'Or level?
Okay. Level that, like, so Andy, he was like a star boy kind of thing. Let's say when he was younger, right? Mm-hmm. He did not live up to that for season after season after season after. Like, bro, like even at Barca,
I want to say season after season after season. I want to say that because the guy has been mad with injuries. That's what people forget. He's been. I think he had ACLs on both knees, bro.
No, I get that, but the thing is, you were uplifting him to a point where he hadn't even achieved the pedestal you were putting him on. He hadn't achieved anything, in my opinion. Now you can actually you're at the winners' table, and I understand it now. But up to this, I've not seen.
So are you telling me like? A lot. Are you telling that? But that's cap, and that's why I'm calling cap. You can't tell me you haven't seen a lot from Ousmane up to this point, up to last season.
Andy, put it this way. Last season removed, did he ever play at a level where you thought he could win the Ballon d'Or?
I think there was one season at Barca. There was a season where he played like lots of games prior to his injury. Mm-hmm. I want to say Ballon d'Or, but where he was performing at a high level. Am I gonna lie? I'm not gonna lie, and I'm not gonna lie and say I foresaw a Ballon d'Or in Ousmane's future. I'm not gonna cap. No,
brother. If Barca Barca wins the Champions League, Yamin wins it. In my opinion.
Yeah, of course. But Champions League holds weight.
Yeah, the Champions League holds weight.
Yeah. If Liverpool wins the Champions League, Salah wins it. It holds weight, bro. I think the reason Salah was like that low is because Liverpool, we exited in around the 16s. Honestly, because I think if we were further in that tournament, maybe semis, Salah would have been much higher. I think personally, because people were at in the top 5 as well. I think the top 5 of that, but let me get the Ballon d'Or top 5. Was Rafinha, Mo Salah, Vitinha third, Lamine Yamal second, Ousmane Dembele. People had a lot to say about the top 5. For me, in no particular order, from 3 to 5th, like the names in the top 5 were facts in terms of they were the 5 best players last season, in my opinion. In terms of the order, take your pick in it. Ousmane Dembele or Lamine Yamal first, and then Vitinha, Mohamed Salah, and Rafinha 3, 4, 5. You order that the way you want to order that. But how do you guys see it in terms of the top 5? Were those the ones that you felt like, yeah, they stood out last season?
I mean,
or you want to squeeze in Rice?
Yeah, like May said, in it, like for me, the Ballon d'Or is pretty self-explanatory. Obviously, if you win the Champions League, it's gonna go a long way to you winning it. Having said that, this isn't a case of he rode the coattails of his teammate or his team to the Ballon d'Or, to the Champions League. He was instrumental in them winning the Champions League at all stages of the tournament. So, and obviously on top of them, obviously winning the league, I have no issue with him coming first. Lamine, obviously, we can see the player that he is, and the impact that he's having at such a young age. I think it definitely helps that he's obviously as young as he is. I think him being second was fair as well, man. But Ousmane deserved it, man, for sure.
Yeah, 100%. Vitinha being third as well was surprising to me, to be fair, because for me, it was surprising. Obviously, he was instrumental as well. I get that, very instrumental. But I do feel like what Mo Salah did domestically has kind of been overlooked, because Mo Salah had a crazy season, absolutely crazy. And for me, Mo Salah should have been third, but obviously because of the Champions League early exit, what he did in the Premier League has kind of been overlooked, which is fair. Rafinha, people were saying also Rafinha should have been third or should have been higher as well. He had a good season as well, but let's respect ourselves, man.
Do you reckon with the exploits of like Messi and Ronaldo, it kind of ruins what the pedestal in which we think people should reach to get the Ballon d'Or? Do you know what I mean? Like,
no.
The levels has been set, and you compare it with
That's the thing, but we've always been saying that obviously after them two will be done, it's going to be hard to now judge, because now you have to ball out.
Difficult.
Now you have to ball out because the pedestal has been set. Now. These two are the greatest players in history, bro. Don't pitch me Pele, them man. It's them two, bro. You know what I mean? And they have set the standard for like 10 plus years. So after that, it's now a scrap between the Lamine Yamals, Dembele, Mbappe, whoever. It's a little bit more competitive, I guess. In between those. Yeah, go on, Toast.
Like facts. I like obviously I know people like to joke around about Ronaldo isn't even the second best player of all time, blah blah blah. But like looking at how we look at the Ballon d'Or now and seeing the model of consistency that Messi and Ronaldo were for all of those years, it just shows that those two were a cut above. Those two are without a doubt the two best players of all time. It really is a free-for-all now. Like, if Mbappe has a good league season, scores a sufficient amount of goals, Real going to win the Champions League this year, he can very much win it. Like there's
a tournament, it's World Cup as well.
You get me? Like I feel as if like there are a handful of who you would consider to be some of the best players in the world right now. In Messi and Ronaldo's era, as good as the Suarez's and the Ibrahimovic's were and the Neymars, they weren't touching that level. But it's definitely a much of a closer level playing field now.
But even during the Ronaldo and Messi era, there were a few that should have collected it. Lewandowski should have collected it from Messi.
Yeah,
Wesley Sneijder. Van Dijk should have collected it from Messi. Wesley Sneijder should have collected it from your boy in 2010.
Maybe.
Not maybe, bro. Not maybe, fam. Not maybe. Stop it.
Yeah. All right. Cool.
And I think maybe you can say that maybe at those times they weren't looking at the Champions Leagues. They were looking at these man did damage. That's why we gave it to them. You know what I mean?
Just a segue on that. Do you reckon they should change the way the voting works in Ballon d'Or?
Yes. I think they should do two things. They should change the way the voting works, or they should clearly stipulate what is the criteria to get the Ballon d'Or to be the best player in the world.
Yeah, the reason why I asked this is it's a segue to the women's Ballon d'Or because the lady who won, her name escapes me, didn't win the Champions League.
Vicky Lopez.
Is it Lopez?
No. She won
No,
No, it wasn't her. It was
I think her name
Bonmati.
starts with M. Mati, yeah.
Bonmati, yeah.
Bonmati, yes. She didn't win the Champions League. She didn't win the Euros, right? England won it and Arsenal won it. And the girls finished second and third. So I asked
Who
myself,
finished second?
I believe it was Mariona, which is a Spanish player that plays for Arsenal, and our striker, what's her name?
Russo.
Russo.
Finished third, yeah.
Alex Russo finished third.
Alex Russo finished third. And I'm asking myself now, so what are the criteria to win this trophy? Because from what I know, we judge it based on like your exploit. So win the Champions League.
Hey, she's been cleaning up though, Bonmati.
Exactly.
Back to back.
Back 3 times he's won it. Back to back to
But
back.
I have been saying I saw one of these female players, English as well. They were talking about who's the best player. They mentioned her name. So she's probably clearly the hardest.
That's fine though. But then what have you won? What can show us what you won to merit?
But that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. They need to stipulate it's either trophies plus performances or your performances numbers have been so high. I think the Ballon d'Or, in my opinion, should be like a PFA. Captains should be voting, not journalists.
Right. So
captains
honestly,
of national teams only.
Honestly, I don't think the Ballon d'Or.
Even that is sticky, to be fair.
Yeah, this is probably controversial for me, but I don't think the Ballon d'Or should be. You shouldn't weight it on, say, goals and trophies. I think you should weight it on your contribution to football at that time. Not only goals and trophies. There has to be a lot more within what you've done for you to win the Ballon d'Or. That's what I think, personally.
So would you say, like, let's talk about the men's then? Would you say that Ousmane Dembele, in terms of your criteria, was worthy, or who would you?
Yeah. I would say because
I think that what he's done that's matches your criteria of.
Yeah, because in Ousmane's position is actually very special because you see PSG that hasn't won the Champions League, right? And he was instrumental in getting that sorted for them, like winning the Champions League. So you look at everything he brought into that team, and you think, okay, cool, this is different. He's done something to football. This is a good story, etc. Obviously, plus his goals, etc. Now let's give it to him. That's what I think personally. I feel like the Messi Ronaldo era just skilled it. That we were just looking at how many goals have you scored, like how many this, how many that, and I think we need to go back to the period of football. That's why I think the Ballon d'Or should represent.
I think the Messi and the Ronaldo era, the goals or whatever skewed it. They on performances, bro.
Facts, yeah.
Ronaldo, obviously, we have that argument about he's playing whatever, but he's won Madrid. Like, I believe Ronaldo is Madrid's biggest. They've had big players, bro, but he's their biggest player.
Facts.
He should have a stadium, or they should take Bernabeu. Ronaldo has taken over, bro. Call it the Cristiano Ronaldo. You know what I mean? Santiago Bernabeu. People don't even know that's a player, bro.
Yeah.
They don't even know that's a player. You know what I mean? He's their biggest player ever. So now that I can talk freely about Ronaldo now I can appreciate what he's given to the game. Like, bro, it's incredible. Like, he's genuine. I remember going off a tangent there, but I remember Champions League against Wolfsburg. They were 3-0 down. This guy scores bro, or 2-0. They were 2-0 down, I think, in Madrid. This guy scores a hattie, bro. Win, and then that season they won the Champions League, and he has so many of those moments. You know what I mean? And
against the Bayerns, against the Juventuses, like, bro, against the Atleticos, like,
especially Athletic.
Different, man.
You know you're hard when like the Juventus crowd gives you like a standing ovation.
I actually don't like, bro. You can hear a pin drop. I actually don't think people deep. Let's not even get into like a Ronaldo thing, man. That's for another day, man. But I appreciate you saying that, Andy. I appreciate you. That's growth. That's growth.
Bro, you see me, I'm fair, man. If there's something about me, look at this guy. I'm fair, brother. I'm fair.
Right.
But yeah, man. Shout out Ousmane Dembele. Shout out Aitana Bonmati. and everyone else with their Ballon d'Or. There were Gianluigi Donnarumma won the Yassin Trophy. Gyökeres, you guys. Gyökeres won the Gerd Müller Trophy.
Yeah.
Best striker in the world. Hey.
Did anyone see his interview? I think he was sending. I don't want to say subtle shots, but and like the interviewer asked him, "Oh, what do you think kind of like contributed to your success in it?" And he basically just said, you know, having teammates that are able to give me clear-cut chances, and he basically it kind of seemed like he was alluding to the fact that his success is people kind of, you know what I mean, creating for him basically, and doesn't really feel like that's happening at Arsenal so far in it, man. So for me, if you can't go knock on the manager's door and tell me this ain't happening, put it in the media, innit? That's I was loving that personally, innit, when I saw that, because I know that was going to do the rounds, innit, man. So
now, how can we compete, bro? Best striker in the how, bro?
Look at this guy.
How?
Hey,
Best striker, Gerd Müller. Do you man know who Gerd Müller is? Nah. But you know, Gyökeres, he put in the work, man. Scored bag of goals last season in Europe and in his league. Flat track bully, but you have to put them in. You have to put them in, man.
Shout out Donnarumma for winning that award, didn't it, man? Because it's very rare that you live up to your potential when you were young. Because obviously we all know he was playing first team.
He was a star boy,
at 16. So, star boy goalkeeper. So for him to have had the success that he's had in his career, in the different stops that he's had, unbelievable goalkeeper, man. Because it's very easy for those brother. It's so easy for those young players to kind of burn out quite early or not live up to the potential. So yeah, man, now shout out him, man. He's a brilliant goalkeeper, man.
100%, man. And clear winner, man, from Alisson. Alisson was second, to be fair, but he had loads of votes, man. And yeah, I like Donnarumma, man. Good goalie. And were there any more trophies? Who won the team of the year? It was PSG as well, right? I think PSG won the team of the year. Lamine Yamal won the Copper Trophy, so the young ones. Yeah. So when I saw that he collected that, I knew that he wouldn't have collected the main Ballon d'Or one, man. But Lamine Yamal, I don't know if you guys saw his assist today for thing. He's back from injury. That guy. I hope he stays focused and injury free, man. And it's scary what he can achieve. Absolutely scary. But yeah, that was the Ballon d'Or talk. Gents, let's head over to the bar, man. It's late. Any shots?
Yeah, I got one that kind of deals with everything. My shots for the Arsenal team, bro, which takes into account the manager and the players. It's, like you said, this game week is going to go down, at least this season, as one of the, the highlights. And I'm taking the shot to the guys because they believed and they kept on working, and eventually it came. So my shot goes out to my team, Arsenal. Thank you for giving me a good Sunday. When I was gonna say, this is as for fun. When Gabriel scored, I backed off my shirt, bro.
wait.
Oh, man. And Gabby scored the winner.
As for I got a video of that.
Of course not, bro. I backed off the shirt, bro. So,
but this is what I mean about Mace. You guys don't know Mace, man.
What, man?
It will come in the chat composed. I know you, bro. I know you did something like that.
Can I be excited, bro?
Of course you can, man.
Exactly. Thank you.
It's your time.
Thank you.
Go on, Toast.
My shot self-explanatory, man. Like, obviously, I wasn't particularly happy with the Gabriel incident, but a lot of people on Twitter are saying it's given redemption. Like, he made a mistake and he could have, you know what I mean? He could have just folded. He didn't fold. He stood up and be counted. Bullet header, last minute of the game. Quick shush to the Newcastle fans that were jeering him after the incident. Huge goal, man. Huge goal. He's come up trumps for us time and time again on the defensive side, and it was good to see him score the winner, man. So yeah, shout out Angel Gabriel, man.
Shout out Angel Gabriel. Yeah, I've got a shot, man. We discussed him in previous segment as well about Ousmane Dembele. I feel that's a personal redemption for me and for himself and for his family and everyone that loved him from minute one, and they didn't waver. They didn't waver on the amazing talent. It's good that he finally realized his talent. It's good that he's, gone on a stretch of like remaining, injury free. He has had a couple of, career-ending injuries that could have shagged him, but he still remains explosive, still got his trickery, and he just looks smarter and more mature now. And I mean, he's married now. He's settled. He's in his hometown, and he's got a Ballon d'Or trophy to come alongside the Champions League for PSG. So I think this is PSG's very first Ballon d'Or as well, if I'm not mistaken, as well, Ballon d'Or player. So a whole lot of firsts for them as well, man. So shout out Usman, man. Them boosts, my guy. Streets will never forget, man. And this was it, man. This was the episode. Thank you very much for those that were in the chat. Thank you very much for those that watched. My name is Andrew, aka Rapping Drew. Mace Toast. Thank you very much. We are the VBP boys, and we out.
Peace.
Peace.
Good to